Greetings! Stay a while and listen to me, MarauderEX, as we start the new Let's Play, playing Sea of Stars on the Switch. I have had this since it came out on both the Switch and on Steam. I was a backer for this. I was very excited about this project. I live streamed the demo when it came out. Um, this is just very much a love letter to 16-bit RPGs. Chrono Trigger and Super Mario RPG in specific. There is so much influence of those two games that you can see in this. We are going to be starting a new game, and we get to pick our... I mean, both characters are in our party, and it says Sea of Stars has two main characters. Select the one who will lead the party. This can be changed later and does not affect the story. Really, all it does is depends on... it'll change some of the dialogue focus, but, like, you are basically playing both of these characters. We're going to go with Zale. Please select a difficulty preset. So you've got story, adventure, and challenge. And these will change things. So, like, you can also kind of change what you want to happen manually. So I actually do want the sequent flare because I do like knowing when I time things correctly, because I get the timing for these just terrible. Signifying glass sees through mystery locks. I'm not going to do that. Volitional spirit, ring more spring deep ship. So you receive HP and MP, you recover when leveling up. I'll keep that on. I could do max HP plus 100%. I might do that also, just to have a little bit extra HP. These can be changed at any time as well. So I might leave that off, and we'll come back. We'll come back to that. We can turn these on and off, so we can adjust the difficulty as we are playing if we need to. But I do like having the additional timing beacon, because it is so difficult getting the timed hits in this game sometimes. Welcome to the Great Archives, adventurer. I suppose curiosity brought you here. An important trait, to be sure. I am the archivist, an immortal versed in the ways of alchemy. I'm going to turn around and look at you awkwardly. Perhaps you knew that already. No, I didn't, actually, but thank you. After spending millennia cataloging the many events of my countless timelines, I decided to return here and mull over everything I'd seen. In my musings about the stories that fill these books and scrolls, I recently had an epiphany. I'm illiterate. I'm sorry. I'm making him a little more silly than I should. It seems that in my haste I may have overlooked the very thing I was hoping to find. As such, there's one special story I wish to revisit, one deserving of a witness. And should the mists of time allow a slight alteration, I believe the ray of hope that was once offered may yet bloom. So he's not only immortal, but he can apparently adjust time slightly. That's a little bit more than alchemy. So walk with me tonight, and we will explore a tale of high adventure, of magic, deceit, friendship, and wonder. But mostly a tale of heroism. One that I believe will offer valuable insight into the search for the resolution to the throes of the Fleshmancer. Okay, the Fleshmancer sounds like a bad adult movie parody. I'm sorry, I can't get past that one. Our story begins in a world visited by the Fleshmancer generations prior, causing much turmoil and leaving a mark that is yet to be fully cleansed. Somewhere on Evermist Island, two young children of the solstice and their best friend are daydreaming of life adventure. We have to learn our innate magic skills. Yeah, just mostly because you don't see, flesh used in a lot of description, let alone in Mancy. Controlling of flesh is Like cryomancy, I can control ice. Alright, so we start off in a kind of like mock battle. Where our friend is holding a scarecrow. And just throws a rock at your friend. Okay. But this is like to teach you how to, you know, get the basics of combat. Once again, the Solstice Warrior saved the day. The stick is pretty good. My weapon will be something that hits really hard. And I'll pick a fast one. So she goes with some sort of, like, double-ended spear, but it does blunt damage, and he goes with a Khopesh, which is an interesting design choice for a sword. Not many people go for Khopesh. Not a popular sword in a lot of fantasy settings. And then basically anything that shows up in text in a different color is something to make note of, but there's also a log that you can kind of look up to be like, hey, what is this again that I'm supposed to know? And it tells you everything that you know about it up until that point. The Sleeper. Alright. Erlina and Brugaves? We must run and reach our friends. So we're kids, like, obviously very young kids. And we gotta make our way to see the previous Solstice Warriors before they make it to the Academy. There's a lot about the layout of this little village that I'm very interested in. Playing in your secret hideout again? I think I can use magic now. Alright, she's gonna show him, like, are you able to do it? I bet I'm stronger than you now. Like, he's got a good, like, 2.5 feet on you, kid. However, she is just wailing on punches. She's just punching him, so. And he uses a little too much power and blows himself up. You know, it happens. And then the headmaster of the academy, which, again, it's really weird that there's an academy, but they only really train 2 people at a time. It's not really an academy. Can we go too? Believe me, once you enter Zenith Academy, you'll wish you hadn't. She's a little jaded about the Academy in general, which we're going to learn a little bit more about that, but she's like, yeah, enjoy being a kid for now. Yeah, let's go to a place called the Forbidden Cavern. Last time we decided that maybe the full moon we can make the rune more sensitive. Okay. What if he gets mad and delays our training instead? That's not gonna happen. We can worry about that later. Sounds like me. We'll figure this out later. So, we go up to a place called the Forbidden Cave. Totally a place that children should go. Like, when I was a kid, I totally hung out in the Forest of No Return. Actually, honestly, if there had been a place called the Forest of No Return near my house, I probably would have gone there. So, I really don't have much room to talk. I've, you know, glass houses, casting stones, that sort of thing. And I do love that old school save points. Like, there's just these floating books everywhere that we can chart our progress. And Garl's big thing is cooking. Much like any JRPG, there is a cooking aspect, and there's a fishing minigame. And I'm not mad about that. I'm really not. Like, it's the, hey, we brought two things that people tend to really like from other JRPGs, and kind of made them, like, the backbone of like, fishing is a pretty big deal, and making food is one of the best ways to have restorative items. Like, you can get other restorative, but, like, you can make your own restorative items, and more often than not, it's better than what you're going to want anyway. So I love that they actually included that, because it feels like you can kind of, like, customize your own thing. I like that. And of course, with the light of the full moon, our young solstice warrior in training was able to open the Forbidden Cave. And that ringing bell totally didn't alarm anyone to the fact that we are breaking into a place called the Forbidden Cave. The headmaster must have heard the bell ring. We just wait for him? Might as well enter. Be our first adventure. How about no? No. Well, you know, again, I'm... Forbidden Cavern. So you come into the Forbidden Cavern, and it's really interesting looking. And there's a treasure chest up there, we can see it. And then there's these snail creatures. And what I love about their design is they look almost like they were ripped completely from Shining Wisdom. I don't know if the developers of this game were big into the Shining series, but I've noticed a couple of creatures, like, I feel like I met you in Shining Wisdom or Shining the Holy Ark, like, but we have been blocked. We have to fight in position. I can't use any, like, I love how I could use skills in the training fight, but I don't actually have enough MP to do anything now. And we are just going to we're going to lose this fight. Like, no matter what. Like, that's the point of this. We're not ready for this. It's preparing another attack. Snail, watch out! And he gets poked in the eye. It really hurts. Well, I mean, you just lost an eye, kid. There's no escape. We shouldn't have come here. And the headmaster arrives in time to save us. As resourceful as you are reckless, I see. Yeah. Garl needs help. It's like, it takes away the pain, but we can't give you your eye back. What Garl needs is to not concern himself with the affairs of the Solstice Warriors. Be thankful that the only cost of this lesson was an eye. Alright, so now we get to go to the academy. We get to get training because we screwed up and cost a friend an eye. Sorry. And soothe the poor kid. If the pain seems to return, please send for me. You will not see your friend for a very long time. If you have any parting words, speak. Okay. How long? Like a week? The eagerness of youth. It takes years to properly train solstice warriors. We're going to be gone for years. Your friends have much to learn. I would suggest you use that time to reflect upon what happened today. With any luck, it will help you forget any ideas of getting involved with a burden that is not yours to bear. Don't forget about me. Never. Like, we just had a very traumatic event. I don't think that's gonna happen. So, now, we return to the academy. Well, we go to the academy. We haven't returned. Which, also, the academy is in the air. We have to take an elevator. Like, I kind of love this as a concept, but, like, again, it's a floating for 2 people at any given moment. Welcome to Zenith Academy. In this place of knowledge, you will learn everything you need to know in order to become true solstice warriors. When do we start? Now. Training begins now. I love how they're a little surprised that there's another floating lift. Like, they're just looking around like, oh, another one? Like, you took an elevator to get here, so... Behold, Zale and Valerie, a classroom in the sky. Feeling a weird resonance, like when I opened the Forbidden Cavern. Good on you for noticing that. Getting closer to the stars helps new recruits get acquainted with their innate magic. Oh, neat. So we just need to go to space. Many years you'll spend at Zenith Academy, you'll learn about the duties incumbent upon solstice warriors, of the magic you are destined to wield, and the evils it is meant to cleanse. You'll spend your days training and studying, but most importantly, weaving. What? That sounds boring. Yeah. Oh, I can assure you that it is. Well, he's not even going to sugarcoat it. Nope. All who join our order begin by weaving their will into an enchanted piece of fabric, the staple of the solstice warrior. It's their most prized possession, guaranteeing light in the darkest of places and a measure of protection against the minions of the Fleshmancer. But first you must learn of your duties, train until you cannot feel your limbs, and then train some more. So we're going the Goku route of things. You will then be sent out beyond the Forbidden Cavern and meet with Elder Mist. I understand you were hoping for something else, but it is what is required of you for the time being. Years of weaving. Underwater basket weaving. You'll be spending a lot of time in these halls. You should make yourselves at home. To your left is the training room. You're to go the first thing in the morning. Just above is my chambers, which are off limits. And to the right are the dormitories. Again, dormitories for only 2 people, unless they expected there to be more solstice warriors at any given moment. But, like, it seems like a not super common thing to have, you know, a bunch at once. But, like, we've got a whole bunch of beds. So we can come over here and go to sleep. And like any JRPG, when you sleep, you recover your HP and MP. Next morning in the training room. 99, 100. Also, Zale's push-up form is terrible. Just awful. Looks more like he's doing the worm than push-ups. Erlina will see you on the terrace when you're ready. Alright, so now we get to go to the terrace. We've done some physical training. We're going to go do some magic training. Even though we're not really doing the train, we're just... it's kind of cutscenes. It should feel as if something were scratching an itch far away from you. Focus on the sensation and compel it to come closer. I think it's working. You startled me. I almost had it. And then she lost hers when it's like the two of them, like, you're both in sync, but not in the best way possible. The key is to release right when you feel its current passing in front of you. If your timing is true, it will manifest. And hey, we can kind of do it. You just did the hardest part. Now, one more thing. No matter what the headmaster teaches you, remember that this is your life, and since you are done onboarding our new recruits in the ways of magic, I'd provide the briefing for your next assignment. As for the two of you, it's about time you tried those table looms. Do we have to with the weaving? Like, really? I mean, we do have to. That is the downside of this. We do have to do underwater basket weaving. It's not like we're supposed to get it right on the first time. Yeah. Maybe leaning into the boredom is part of the lesson. I guess Erlina had a point. She said we'd regret entering this place. Yeah. Learning magic isn't all that bad, but this... it takes a while to loom. Alright, so now we get to go and wander around. And in doing this, we're going to overhear a conversation. You keep saying that, but the Fleshmancer left our realm for good when the Dweller of Strife was destroyed. So why can't they have a normal life? You know the three of us can take the one on Wrath Island. We don't need them. Prudence, Erlina. There's no telling what threats we may face in the future. Zale and Valerie were brought to Mooncradle by the Great Eagle. It's not our place. It's not the place of the headmaster to question things, nor is it yours. Won't you let this end? Moyara and the twins. Do not judge a sacrifice you cannot begin to comprehend. Something happened. On the first eclipse after their training is complete, they will join us for the cleansing. Learn as much as you can until then. Some animosity between the headmaster and the previous solstice warriors. They trained and they wove for weeks and then months. And we're learning more magic. We can channel a little bit more now. And we like to hang out in the sky. For the longer a dweller is left to its devices, the stronger it gets. Let one grow for too long and you have a world eater on your hands. Against such a foe, even a legion of solstice warriors would be helpless. If dwellers are immune to our magic, then how can we fight them? That is why cleansings are always performed during a total eclipse. In those moments only, the dwellers lose their immunity. How many dwellers are left? Just the one, known as the Dweller of Woe, but we cannot know for sure. The Fleshmancer just may have planted other seeds of evil before leaving our world. We must always remain vigilant. What happened with the Dweller of Strife, and who is Moyara? That will be all for today. Oh, we're not supposed to know that. He's like, how did you learn about that? A few days later, a sound in the night. Wake up. What's going on? I think I heard a voice coming from the entrance. Alright, so we gotta go see what's going on. There's some sort of commotion. Let's go see what commotion there is. It's at the entrance, so we're gonna go down here. There's the thing. It smells good. There's a note. Dear Zale and Valerie, if you're reading this, it probably means I got caught. I'm writing this as a failsafe, but I hope to see you in person. I made cookies filled with the celestial willow jam you liked. I'm doing everything I can to be ready to leave when you graduate. In the meantime, I hope your training is going well. Now the platform is almost up and I can see Moraine is there waiting for me. He looks very angry. I'll try to drop the jar without him noticing. Guess that means I won't be able to try to visit again. I love how he's writing this as it's happening. It's like the bit from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It's like, you know, Castle. Oh. And we got a cookie jar. Thanks to our friend Garl, we've got some cookies. I can't believe Garl was just there. I miss him so much. He seems well, at least, after what happened in the Forbidden Cavern. Knowing him, I bet he smiled it away the next day. You're probably right. We can't let something like that happen ever again. It will happen. We just have to keep on training hard. Okay. You know, have some faith, kid. And so they trained and they wove for years. And then they trained and they wove some more. Until one day. Now we are very much young adults. Like, I don't know how old they're supposed to be. I should probably see if there's like 16, 18. Zale, that's the one. I can feel it too. Hold on. I think I got it too. Let's go see the headmaster. All right. I am actually going to save it here and end this episode here because we've covered a lot of story. So go ahead and save. Heroes in the Making. And I will see you all in the next installment where we will continue on and see where the story takes us. But I hope you've enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next installment. Till then, later everyone.